Welcome back, John Morris Show on this Wednesday bonus edition. We are live at the Brazos Landing. Look who's here, Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach. I said yesterday it doesn't take much arm twisting to get you to come to the Brazos Landing, does it?
It's just a free lunch. That's all it takes.
That's
the way to my heart.
That's all it takes. But a fun place and a great atmosphere, and you got a lot of your supporters, Diamond Club, that are here today, so that's fun. Let's wrap up your season. Wish you were still going. Wish you were going to a super regional this weekend. But man, y'all really accomplished some good things this year.
Well, we got there. We got there. It was a rocky year, John. We had a very young team, as you know, and with a young team comes a lot of bumps and bruises, and we lost a lot of games that we let slip away that I don't think hopefully we won't lose those games next year with a team that can handle that a little bit better. But we grew, and we finished on an upward trajectory that I'm very proud of. And I'm proud of the way the girls fought the whole year. You know, we worked day in and day out, practices and everything with an intent to still be playing, of course. But it's tough to win in this business now, and you've got to really do a lot of things well. And at times we did, and times we didn't. Yeah.
Those young players, you really needed them, didn't you? I mean, I think there's several, but I think of Kagan Marshall, the way she stepped in and really, I think, started at first. You found her at home at third base, and she just really grabbed hold of that for the year.
Yeah, and she's neither a third baseman or a first baseman.
Right.
She's a shortstop, but, or did that most of her life. She's phenomenal, but we had to ask for a couple of arms that haven't pitched in college really, that transferred in as sophomores to give us a chance. And again, really proud of the way we grew, but we were young. We were 11 seniors last year, one of the older teams I've ever had, to 3 seniors this year, and 3 valuable seniors. They all played a pivotal role in the success we had. And I told them at our end of the year meeting that they're going to be the reason they see the success we're going to have next year, because of the fact that they didn't let us go the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And key contributors across the board. And you never made a big deal. You mentioned it, but you never made a big deal about how young you were. And you never made a big deal about the injuries. Y'all had some significant injuries that really affected your lineup this year.
Yeah, I know all sports deal with injuries. And, I've learned over the years, sometimes the hard way, that people really don't care whether you have injuries. They want you to win anyway. But we did. Katie Dawson, one of the best hitters our program's had, and big things were happening for her. She still ended the year with about a 371 batting average, and didn't have the number of games to get all the accolades that she would have received had she finished the year. Unfortunately, she's passed the 30% mark and won't get the year back for her. Unless there's some legislation that allows her. That's a possibility of that as well. But she's special. We lost Avery Waddell behind the plate, outstanding catcher. And we had our pitching injuries again, as we've experienced the last few years. So those are excuses nobody wants to hear. The more depth you have, the better you're able to compete under those circumstances. And I thought we had a little more depth this year than we've had in previous years. Our quality depth that was able to compete at a high level. So we did the next person up, and they got out there and fought the best they could. And fortunately, we won enough games to get our name called at the end.
Yeah, and finished with 30 wins, and you're in the NCAA tournament in a regional. That was a huge accomplishment to overcome those things. Young team to get to a regional was a real accomplishment.
Yeah, last couple of weeks playing Oklahoma State, and then 4 games against Texas Tech is murder's row right there.
Yeah.
And not only is it hard to win, it really will beat you up. And, the girls got a huge win out in Lubbock that I think probably pushed us over the edge when we got our name called. But we're sweating it out. We kept watching RPI and all the bracketology, if you will, and trying to figure out where we were, where we're going to be. And we'd let the Houston game series slip away from us and lost a game in Kansas, or 2 that we thought we had in the palm of our hand. So those games we thought were going to come back to haunt us. A couple of quad 4 losses, if you will, the games that you really, if you're going to play them, you got to win them, that hurt us. But we pulled out enough good wins to counter that, so that the committee could see. We had the top 10 strength of schedule in the nation, John. Yeah. So that plays a role. You always wonder, should I schedule easier and get the wins and look better, and not be prepared for postseason? So it's a balancing act, whether you're going to play tough teams and take it on the chin a little bit, but have your team in a position to where we can play in a regional final, or be good enough to compete against teams and do well in postseason. And I've always chosen the tough road because my ultimate goal is to pave the way to Oklahoma City if we have a chance to get there. I don't ever want to have a team that could possibly have gotten to Oklahoma City, but they weren't prepared because we chose to play too soft a schedule.
Wow. And the league was really tough. I mean, 7 Big 12 schools into the NCAA regional this year.
It's been a long time since we've had that many teams. We're the number 2 RPI conference in the country. And, and you got teams like Arizona State who, has a pitcher that just knocked off A&M and, very, very good team matched up with the Texas Regional. Tech, what they have up there, Oklahoma State, some really good teams. And I think a couple of good teams still got left out at the same time. But 7 teams from our conference is a huge upswing for us over the last few years.
Yeah, and 4 of them still going into super regionals this weekend.
Right.
Yeah, so all of that, really, really good season for y'all. It was fun to be around your group. You've got such a good group, and the culture there is so good. We talked to who was on the show yesterday, and we talked to him. I said, is there one thing that would be a highlight for you of the season, whether on the field or off? And the first thing he mentioned was the baptisms, and that really speaks to your program and the culture you have in your program.
Sports are a huge platform for our ministry, and no, I don't think there's a greater one. You got Great Commission is going to the world and teach all nations and baptizing them. It's what the Bible says to do. So God has blessed us with the ability to coach softball. That's our mission field, and lives are changed in our program. Certainly never apologize for that. That's what Baylor's about, and that's what we're about. And, I can't guarantee parents when they bring their kids to our program that they're going to become an All-American or they're going to get to the World Series. But I can guarantee them that they're going to see a godly life modeled through our coaches and our administration here at Baylor. And they're going to get introduced to the gospel. So, what they do with that is up to them. But many lives have been changed in our program, not just with our team and our program, but through our camps. And this is truly our ministry, and just really, really proud of our coaches. And, Denny's our chaplain, and she leads in that area and does an outstanding job. So it's really fun to see them. And then in the year meetings, whenever we're sending them on their way, they're like kids to us. So, I can't say every day is a glorious no-tear day. We have our tough times just like a family, but the hugs and then finishing with prayer and being there for them is what it's all about for me.
Man, I love it. And thanks for running your program that way. I mean, that's just Baylor through and through. Mention your staff, and one of the real strengths of your program has been the consistency of your staff for many, many years. You and Lum, and then Britt came in, and when Lum had to step away and ultimately passed away, Hoot stepped in. But that stability has been a really big part of your program, hasn't it?
It really has. Equally yoked staff that's got the same mission, still passionately competitive, want to win ball games, and understand that that's very important as well. But the consistency and keeping the staff together has been a big blessing.
Yeah, very much so. But there's some changes coming on your staff this year.
There are, and if I'll try not to get emotional while I'm talking about them. So we just revealed to the team that Coach Hoot will be retiring, stepping away from coaching and taking care of family matters and back on his farm. I know he'll still be a great consultant for us, and Britt, probably before her time, certainly before her time, as far as a coach is concerned, but stepping away to spend time with her family. She's got 2 boys that are entering high school, Brooks and Bowen, and I'm sure she's going to find a way to be involved in softball in the community, but she's stepping away to watch those kids grow up, and she's missed too much of that already. And I'm proud for both of them, selfishly sad, and sad for our program. Big holes to fill, but very, very proud. Britt has, she's missed a lot, and this is a grueling profession. We're away from family a whole lot, and she needs to be with her boys. So I certainly understand that completely, and indebted to Hoot as well for what he did, not only, from coming on board and the way he's changed lives at Baylor as well through camps and through our girls. Our girls were bawling the other day, and and when they found out, and but also, through baseball, what he's done at baseball and what he's done here at Baylor, he's just could be a statue built to that guy,
Yeah.
or both of them. So sad day and for Baylor softball, but I'm happy for them and moving on to a new chapter. And God's not through with them, and whatever door He opens for them next.
Yeah, and don't you just have so much respect, even more respect for them making these decisions for those reasons that they've done it right now?
I do, and I feel like there's a burden lifted off of both of them because they are passionately involved in softball and love what they do, and it's clearly a calling. But there's also the tug of other things in life that are very important, and they understood that, and their priorities are in a good place, so they know what's supposed to happen here, and they also know, and they'll be a part of this. They know that God will take care of this program, and while you can't equally replace two like that, God's got somebody in mind, and things that they can do to continue the mission we have here.
Yeah, love those two, and I've worked around both of them and you for a long, long time. You're around them much more than I am. This has got to be tough for you. You haven't had changes like this in your staff anytime ever, have you?
So it is tough. They're family, so that'll continue. We won't be on the bus together, and they won't get to hear me sing. But yeah, it's I've been incredibly blessed, John, that I haven't had to go out and search for another coach every couple of years. The turnover, and I'd like to think it's the environment. They're happy there, but God's put them there for a reason, and I've allowed them to coach and do their things, and there's a lot of freedom, I think, on our staff at the same time. It's a high pressure job at the same time because we expect as much as everybody else wants us to win. We 10 times that with us, and it's all year round. You live your job. You're recruiting. You're on the road. You're writing. You're texting. You're doing camps. It's hot, long days, and I'm not going to feel sorry for myself when I've been blessed to have them with me that long, when I see other coaches that have a revolving door of coaches coming in and out. Coach Lumley and Coach Newman and I were the third longest tenured staff in America at the time of his death, whenever Hoot had filled in a few years, off and on a few years, and then he jumped on board afterwards. It's a great opportunity to get to know him, and knew him anyway, but see him coach and know how he interacted with the players through that process. But we were together for a long time. So we're family, and we'll continue to be family. That won't change, but it's going to be different to not have them on the road trips, not have them at practice. And they'll probably get a few phone calls from me from time to time, because while my name may be on the top of the program, our program was built with everybody's opinions. And I maybe had to make the last final decision in many instances, but they all knew they had input. And I changed my mind many times because they were, I think they say that you should hire people smarter than you. Well, that's not hard for me to do. Just about everybody can fit that category, but I relied on their knowledge and their wisdom. And, both of them, extremely knowledgeable. And Britt being a mom, and having the athletes visit her office when she's pregnant and going through that, and seeing her balance the two incredibly difficult tasks, was such a role model. Watching that, I thought that was a huge part behind the scenes that nobody really saw, but saw her do that. Megan does it as well. And, Hoot's an incredible father figure. Not every kid that comes into our program has a great father figure, and to have someone like Hoot Jonigan model what a godly man and husband should look like, and hopefully myself many times can model that for them, then they know what to search for, hopefully. So those are two that check all the boxes for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have made your program better, but them being a part of your program, you've made them better also. I mean, you're a team, you're a family, like you've said. And gosh, just think of the things y'all have accomplished during your time together.
Yeah, we have had many celebrations. We walked off the field. You always like to bring up them winning as coaching, because of so many other people. But what a privilege to say that you walked off the field, and Britt's been there almost as long
That's
as
right.
I have.
Yeah.
You know, that you walked off the field a Baylor champion so many times, to be able to fling the green and goal and just do the good old Baylor line song and Sick 'em Bears. That's a blessing. And we've had a lot of champions, 4 World Series with Britt and I together, and many regionals. So we've had a lot of wins. We've had a lot of struggles, but you're going to have that many over 26 years or 23 with her. You're going to have some struggles, but that's what you're working every day to try to get back on track. And, you know, yeah, I just, the beauty, we'll remember some of the bad times, but there's so many that outshine those bad times. And if you got to get through the bad ones to get to the good ones, it's certainly worth it.
Absolutely. The question that people watching or listening are saying, all right, what about you? You're good. You've been here 26 years. There's a 27th year coming for you, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. So I, you know, unless somebody knows something I don't know, and they need to tell me quick, because the fish are still biting, and I'm headed out tomorrow to see a recruit. So I'm having I'm enjoying this as much as I ever have in my career. My kids are raised. Ty's coaching at Northwestern State. JC's, you know, working in Houston, married. And, you know, I probably am enjoying this in a way that I never have. We're not winning enough right now, and I'm burdened about that. I want to get back to where we are consistent. You know, I'd like to host again. You know, it's tough in the system we have right now, but I want to get back to get this program back. You know, for the last 5 years, it's been a little bit below what it should have. 3 years ago, we were 10 feet away from a World Series at Florida with that regional, but I want the consistency to get there, and I think we're knocking on the door of it. We've got a plan, and while we, you know, still having winning seasons, we hung a lot of banners together, and we want to keep lifting those banners up and attracting good athletes. So that's my desire. I still have an incredible burning fire in me to compete. I even got ejected this year. I've been ejected in a while. Now with replay, you don't get ejected as often, so you can argue. I mean, you can find out whether you're right or wrong. So, but I got ejected this year. I think I still got that fire in me a little bit. So, but yeah, I love what I do, and I'm probably enjoying it as much as I ever have.
That's great. Glad to hear that. So what's the process? What's the step? I mean, you haven't had to do this to find not one, but 2 assistant coaches.
You know, some of it's new to me, I'll be honest with you, but you know, this is kind of breaking news right now. So it's about the dam's about to break, and we're going to get emails and phone calls and people that, you know, you feel like you owe a phone call to. So it's going to get really busy, really hectic. And all the while we're going to be recruiting the portal and getting ready for camps and summer recruiting as well. So this will be probably 10 times more busy over the next few months than even the season was. But this is an attractive place to work. So I expect a lot of people to want these positions. And, you know, we've already started covering it with prayer. We believe God's got the exact 2 to replace them in mind already, and it's up to us to do the due diligence of you know, putting feet to our prayers and trying to find out who that is.
Good.
But we're confident that he's going to provide exactly our needs.
Good. We'll join you in prayer there because those are big decisions. Final thought, you've got camps coming up next month. You got a bunch of those. Give us some of the highlights of what's coming up.
Yeah, we have an overnight camp. I don't have the exact dates on it, but you can go to the website and find an overnight camp. I'm not sure which ones are full. They fill up pretty quick, and we have some specialty camps as well, and we have a youth camp. That'll cover 2 weeks before we head out to the big tournament in Colorado, but you know, full instructional overnight. That's a ministry camp as well, where we have Bible studies and also teach softball and compete and get to see kids over the course of 4 days. And then we have more of the, I think, elite level camps where deal with the pitching and the hitting specifically, and you know, just a higher level of athlete. And then we have the young, fun ones that are, you know, just they've got to have a little softball mixed in with a little bit of kickball.
Dodgeball, so. That's fun. Very good. All right, go to the website and you can find that, BaylorBears.com. You can find all the details and dates of that. Well, thanks for being with us. Know that we love you and support you and in your program. And it is bittersweet, isn't it? You know, what's coming with Hoot leaving and Britt leaving the program. Good thing is they'll still be around, so that'll be great.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
And we love them, going to miss them, and they're still a part of Baylor forever.
Great. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach. Appreciate him wrapping up the 2026 season. His 26th as the head coach of Baylor softball.